Billionaires are
Billionaires are good.
Oh, shit. What's up, dude?
Welcome to Billionaires Are Good, everybody.
Oh, man. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's been a hell of a year. It's been a hell of a year.
Yeah, it has been a hell of a year. That was Caleb. That was as excited as Caleb could get in a hotel room in Indianapolis, Indiana.
And I'm the most excited person in this hotel. I'll tell you that.
You're goddamn right you are. There's no way you're not. I'm Dave Ross, and that's Caleb Synan. Follow us
Caleb
at
Synan.
Billionaires Are Good on Instagram, at Billionaires Pod on X, billionairesaregood.com. And if you want bonus episodes, patreon.com/billionaires are good. We are talking about Charles Koch this week.
Along with we are. You bet your ass.
That's right. Along with our guest, a dear friend of mine, Kath Barbadoro, who is a really funny comedian that we're going to bring in here in just a minute. But first, just a couple house cleaning things. First of all, Caleb Synan, with this episode coming out on Monday, December the 16th in the year of our Lord 2024. Do you have any tour dates to give us?
Oh, I do. Actually do. This is great. I love tour dates. So I'm going to be in Houston, Texas at the Riot, one of the best clubs in the world. It's super fun. Come on out. That's December 20th and 21st. I'll be at the Comedy Loft in Washington, D.C., January 3rd and 4th. I'll be at Wits End in Charleston, South Carolina, January 31st and February 1st. I'll be at the Comedy Fort in Fort Collins, Colorado, February 7th and 8th. And I think that's it for now. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, dude.
It's been, man, I've been waking up. I don't know if this happens to you. I used to really sleep. I could go to bed at 9 p.m. and I'd wake up at noon the next day. And I could go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at, I could go to bed at 6 a.m. and wake up at noon. I was just a noon wake up comedian, you know?
Okay. Wow.
And for years and years, I could just sleep forever. I could always sleep till noon.
Yeah.
And lately I've just been waking up like I'm 65 years old. I just wake up wide awake at like 6 a.m.
Holy shit.
And I'm just like feeling rested. And I'm like I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, Dave.
Wow. You do feel rested when you wake up at 6?
Yes.
And do you feel rested for the rest of the day?
Yeah. I'm just an awake guy. Like I wake up.
What?
Like I don't understand.
So wait, you'll get like 4 hours of sleep and your brain won't be at a lower functioning?
My brain doesn't function that great at any amount of sleep. But
you know what I mean.
4 hours, probably not.
Okay.
But
all right. Okay.
I've just every morning I've been waking up at like 6.
Wow.
And then I'm just like trying to think of things to do. You know,
dude, it's not the exact same for me, but it's been like 8 for me. And I was always able to sleep in for a long time. Somewhere in the last few years, I've been having trouble with that. And now it's literally like I'm fucking up. Sometimes I'm up at 6:30 and it's usually 8 though. And my life isn't hell the way yours is. And I've said that. I've always said that about you and me, that your life is hell and mine isn't. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. And but yeah, dude, I don't know. You get older and your brain, it probably is legitimately a thing with, like, you know how women only have their period because of where the moon is? Like everybody knows that.
Yeah,
the moon makes women bleed. And maybe with an old man's brain, it's just the sun. And sure, like now that I'm kind of talking nonsense, you don't even know what to believe. But bringing it back to the real, I don't know. Maybe you're affected by the sun and the moon as a.
Maybe. I mean, Granddad warned me about this. He was like, you're gonna get old and you're just gonna wake up and you're gonna look at the clock. You won't believe it. You'll be like, come on, what are we doing? But I thought he meant when I got to be a grandfather. I thought he meant when I was an old man. I'm 33, and I I get the paper delivered now because it's something to look forward to at 6 in the morning. I wake up and I'm like, ooh, I got the paper.
Wow, that's
You know?
funny.
I
Where do you
get it.
read it? In your time machine?
I think I'm the only one getting it. I don't know how they
Yeah.
make money.
Which paper? The LA
I
Times?
had the New York Times.
Okay, the New York Times. At least it's a regular paper and not a fucking like absolutely like a fake
Right.
publication
I
borderline.
wanted to get the one that the most amount of people read. So at least I'm like, okay, this is someone else's. I'm not the only one. It's not a pretend. I'm not just some guy just sending some paper to my house. Like other people read this.
You know what you should do? You should get Le Monde delivered. And
what's that?
That's the French New York Times. And the reason that you should do that is that I actually haven't looked it up. I don't even know if Le Monde still exists. They really might not. I think it's actually probably more accurately the French USA Today. But I just feel like if Le Monde got delivered to your door, like I've been to your neighborhood, like you would be dead within a week. People would be like, this wimp needs to have his throat cut. He's already been recording his fucking weak ass podcast in our park / upsetting field. And so we should probably stab him to death.
I told you that happened once. I was walking in around my neighborhood, and a guy comes up to me and goes, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I live here." And he was like,
"You do."
"I've lived here for 20 years. I've never seen you." And I was like, "I could show. I mean, I could show you my license. I live here. I live here."
Damn.
And he was like, "What's going on? Are you a cop?" And I was like, "No, I'm a comedian.
Wow.
You know, I do comedy." And he was like, "I don't like." It was one of the strangest interactions I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And he was serious. Like he was like not happy with me.
That's happened to me. That literal exact thing has happened to me. When I was in college, the last year I was in college, I lived on 36th Place, which is I went to USC, and that's a street just I'm trying to think west. It goes west perpendicular from the USC campus, basically. It just like bangs straight out west from their tiny square campus. And, you know, USC, it's less like this nowadays, but all the neighborhoods around it were like low income, Black and Latino neighborhoods. And a lot of students would live peppered throughout there, but also like it's a rich school. So a lot of students lived on campus in expensive housing or in some of those high rises or whatever. The ones, and then like, so it wasn't, those neighborhoods still stayed majority low income. And then some students like myself would end up living there. And I moved away to Fresno, and my roommates still lived in that house that we were in. And like literally, if you the day that we moved in, a bunch of like this huge Mexican family came over and like gave us all these like treats and shit to welcome us to the neighborhood. And they looked, it was so nice and they were sweet. We love them. But they could not believe we were white. they were like, oh fuck. And you're like 21. Jesus Christ. Oh
yeah.
Yeah. So I remember I went away and then I came back and I got into town from Fresno at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So it was dark and everyone was asleep. And I parked my car down the street and I was walking up and a dude in a van pulled up to me. And he was like, "Where the fuck are you going?" And I was like, "I'm going to my friend's house." And he was like, "You don't live there. My family lives there." And I was like, "I'm going to tell you, man, that they don't. My friends live there." And he was like, "My family's lived there for 20 years. And I was like, "Okay." And I went and knocked on the door and no one came to the door. And there was another house on the back lot that 3 of our friends who also had been USC students lived on. So we went around to the back and knocked on the door and no one answered. And I'm like panicking. And the guy's like at the end of the driveway in his van that's idling, staring at me. And I'm like pounding on the door. And eventually my old roommate who was dating one of the girls back there came out. And,
my God.
But I mean, the guy definitely like his family hadn't lived there, but in his mind, he was like, there's no way that this guy is around here, and the only reason he could be around here is to like do something devious. And so he just made up.
Right.
He thought that he was trying to defend the family that lives in that house from like me going in there and fucking I don't know what. And
yeah, that really. I felt like I was watching a movie for a second there. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like I could see this guy's van. It's just so funny to be like, people do move into neighborhoods.
Yeah, people do move into neighborhoods.
People are new in town.
Totally.
Like, what are you doing here?
It is also just really funny to be like, I've lived here for 20 years and I've never seen you. And it's just like, well, do you think you've seen everybody in the neighborhood? Like,
dude, and I've been living there for years.
Yeah, you've lived there a long time. And
I thought I was so stupid. Like, this guy's clearly not doing well. And I was like, I'm on the road a lot, you know, I travel. Usually I'm gone, you know, I'm telling way too much information about stand-up.
Yeah, totally. My my social security number is
I think
my mother's
that's why
maiden
people
name.
bring over cookies when you move into a neighborhood, because they're checking you out. You know, they knock on the door, they have cookies.
Absolutely.
You know, hey, welcome. And they're like,
they also want to be like,
oh,
there's
shit.
a lot to it. Don't kill us, you know. And like I said too, dude, it was truly like it was very interesting. Like, it was for sure a low income neighborhood, and to that end there was crime. And like we never felt it, but one time, I mean, like personally, we never got robbed or anything like that. But and I never even saw it happen. But I went out to buy a keg one day around noon one day because I'm fucking awesome, you know. And it took like an hour, and we came back with a keg, and our intersection was taped off with police tape. And there was a shooting, and one had been shot 5 times.
Whoa.
So, yeah. So like a month later, and like
odd amount of times. Not
yeah,
a full clip.
Totally. Well, they missed once, I guess. The guy had a 6-shooter and he missed one time. The fastest draw at USC was there that day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and so like a month later, I got home, and some of my roommates had been grilling or something, and then they were like talking to our neighbors. Like I said, they were a Mexican family, and they had like there were 2 or 3 guys who were around who were our age, and they were just talking, and they were like, they ended up wandering over, and then they were like, "Do you want a beer?" And they ended up hanging out and eating with us and stuff. And so when I got home, they were all like 3, 4, maybe more of their friends, like 5 Mexican dudes were sitting in our living room, and then my roommates and some of our friends, and we were talking, and then the conversation took a turn at one point where I don't even remember how it came up, but someone said something about like crime or something, and this one guy was like, "Oh yeah, that was me." And we were like, "Wait, you shot a guy?" And he was like, "No. It was like I got shot 5 times." And we were like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah, I got shot here and here and here."
What?
Yeah. And we were like, "What happened?" And he was like, he literally was like, "He thought I was someone else." And I was like,
See,
Jesus.
That's the thing. I know it's funny to make fun of the healthcare CEO getting popped. We're all having a great time on Twitter, Luigi. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Some people look similar to other people. And you know me, every 5 comedians in comedy looks like me. They have this beard, you know, they wear a denim jacket. And I'm just like, I know I probably look like a couple of CEOs, you know?
Oh, I see. Yeah. I mean, I do think that in a lot of people's minds, that's not really a problem. Like, I'm not one of those people. I don't think everyone who looks like a CEO, for example, you and, you know, me, should get shot at. But I think a lot of people are like, look, we're going to lose some good ones in the battle.
I just get mistaken for a lot of people. Like, it happens a lot. People are like, you look just like, and I'm just
totally.
Like, I want to look like no one else. I don't want anyone to look like me.
You got to wear a propeller hat wherever you go, dude.
Yeah, no CEO would wear this.
No CEO would look that stupid. By the way, can I say real quick, we banked a bunch of episodes, and this is the first episode we're recording where we're caught up to you, and we know that Trump got elected.
Trump got elected. Jay-Z's got 100 problems. It's
dude.
Luigi
That's
Mastriano.
hilarious, dude.
I don't know his name.
Finally, Jay-Z has a problem that is a bitch. Man,
Oh,
he has a
man.
problem that is a massively underage bitch.
I
Oh
wonder if the
man,
first one was like, I got 18 problems.
yeah, totally.
I thought it was
Man.
17.
Also, maybe his 99 problems, maybe they just always were bitches, you know? It seems like if you're hanging with Diddy, maybe you have lots and lots of problems and they're all you. Maybe you're the fucking problem, huh, dude? I was so sad to hear that news because I did not and do not want Jay-Z to beat one of these motherfuckers, man. I really
Well, Diddy, when it
Yeah.
happened to Diddy's not my favorite rapper.
No.
He's never been anyone's favorite rapper.
totally
But you know, when it's someone you like, you don't want someone you like
don't
to
want
be
him. Yeah,
bad.
that's why. Yeah, the
No.
world had a really hard time accepting Michael Jackson and R. Kelly, and you know, it just and it sucks. It makes it like way harder for the people that they abused. You know,
Yeah.
because people won't accept it. But anyway, yeah, I heard the Jay-Z news and I was like, fuck, dude.
Dude, so much happened while we were banking.
I know.
The government in Assyria, like, just
I
banished
know, dude.
That's insane.
I know.
The world is really, you know, but Trump's going to fix
Well,
it.
and a
so I
fucking
think we're gonna be
CEO got
fine.
shot. A CEO got
Yeah.
shot. And man, I always think, like, look, we talk on this podcast how much, I mean, it's called Billionaires Are Good. We fucking hate corporate America, you know? We hate money and we want it, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
give it to us and also we should all share it all. Fuck. But something I think about all the time is like when everyone was posting online about punching Nazis, I saw David Bory do this set that was so great. It was at the Bigfoot Lodge in LA, and the crowd at that show was always a bunch of like floppy hat, you know, rich, white, liberal, indie rock, NPR fan fucking people, you know? And he was like, you guys, what do you guys think about punching Nazis? And they all clapped, and he goes, no, you don't. And he was like, look, I'm not saying that it's bad to punch Nazis. I think we should punch Nazis. I just don't think that you're about that life. And that was how I felt this week. I just saw all these people that are afraid of fighting, and fighting sucks. Like, I don't think it's bad to be afraid of fighting, but if you like aren't a person who fights or is violent or gets out and you're just like, yeah, kill CEOs, I just really don't know if I believe you, you know?
Yeah. Oh, of course not. I don't believe anybody.
Yeah.
I don't believe
It
anybody.
seems
Kendrick
it's so
and Drake were saying they were going to kill each other for 6 months.
I know.
That didn't happen. There's one guy doing it, just one, and he's Luigi Massivillains, and that's it. He's the only one that's about that life.
I do hope he is about that life. And I will say this, probably a lot more of us should be about that fucking life because these motherfuckers
I am not.
That's the thing. I can't lie and say
life.
I am. I'm not. I'm never going to kill anyone. I just cry. The gun is in my hand shaking, crying. And I want to help the revolution, you know, but I'm just saying though, these motherfuckers should be scared because they are killing us. I just want people online to start being honest about who they are, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
At least as scared as we are, you know, just in regular life.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just sort of be honest with yourself about what's possible for you. And we all want this revolution to happen. We all want universal health care and for these guys to stop thinking it's cute that they're just fucking killing everybody. But anyway, Mario Pizza Linguini killed the CEO of United Healthcare, and
it's just very. Everyone makes this joke, but every day it's more apparent. It's just like we're living in a simulation with very lazy writing, very bad writing. We brought Trump back. What is this,
dude?
It's insane. Trump's
everything
back.
gets a fucking reboot, dude. God
Luigi,
damn.
the handsome killer.
He's so hot, man.
What?
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy. I would fuck him in a heartbeat, and it would ruin my life.
That's at least aiding and abetting. That's the next thing that goes viral. Comedian Dave Ross aided and abetted Luigi.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, if you blow somebody, the least you can do is harbor them. You know what I mean?
Your Honor, I did not harbor.
I did not harbor. I simply blew the man. As you can see from his most recent headshot, he's incredibly hot. I did not know until after he came into my mouth that he believes there is such a thing as the woke mob. I am embarrassed. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
Oh, hell.
A lot has happened, dude.
Luigi, dude. Also, here's the thing. Like you said over text, no one's going to convict this guy. Every fucking jury is just going to be like, yeah, I'm not going to kill people, but I do agree with him.
Yeah. He's going to get like a $75 fine. Like there's just maybe you could find somewhere where there's 11 people that would convict him, but I just don't think you're getting 12. I just don't. But what do I know? I'm never right about anything in my life.
I also there are already Republicans that are just like liberals. They love it when people get killed. And it's like, yeah, well, Kyle Rittenhouse is your fucking fault, dude. Right. And he's way worse.
I know. Everybody's it's so ridiculous. Everybody's like, well, we should get one per year that can kill.
Dude. I give it 6 years. No. 3 years. And Luigi Mangione will be headlining comedy clubs around America. For sure. He's the new Matt Rife. Violent Matt Rife?
Dude.
Fuck,
if Luigi meets the Hawk Tua girl, it's just why are we? What world is this?
Oh wow.
When's your trial starting, Luigi?
Luigi. Now, you like to be called Lou? Oh man. When the CEO killer meets the Hawk Tua girl, is the new when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's we should talk to our guest, huh?
That's right. That's right.
Kath Barbadoro is her name. She's so funny. You are gonna love her. Let's get her in here. Kath, what's up? Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yes,
I'm so excited to be finally the other side of billionaires, you know?
Yeah. I feel doesn't it really feel like people are just so unfair to them?
They're so unfair to them.
They're such good people, and there's just no reason to be mean to them. Like that guy, Mr. Pizza, who shot the CEO. Like, what's his problem?
What's his problem?
What's his fucking problem, dude?
He could have just robbed him. He's just held him up at gunpoint and took $1 billion, and then just let you know. Has anyone ever done that?
All the back surgery you want. That's what people think. He had like really bad back surgery. That's the going theory at the moment. I don't know when this is coming out. We may learn more about Mr. Pizza, but
Mr. Pizza. Linguini Corleone took him out. And I am not going to miss any opportunity to be racist against Italian people during this new cycle of this CEO murder. Yeah, totally. You gotta have fun in your life. Kath Barbadoro, like a quick cliff notes on who Kath is to us. Kath is an old friend of mine, an Austin-based comedian for a while, and now has lived in New York for a long time.
That's also right.
And other than that, what do you think people should know about you? You're a commie pinko.
Yeah,
right?
I'm a famously pro-billionaire. That's probably what people know about me. That's why I'm excited to do this podcast. I get invited to do come do my revolutionary left low bandwidth AM radio show where we we're gonna solve the problems.
And now finally you're on a conservative talk podcast in hi-fi.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I have 2 podcasts. One of them is called What a Time to Be Alive. It's about stupid news stories. And then the other one is called Lie, Cheat, and Steal. And it's a true crime podcast about liars, frauds, thieves, and bullshitters. So check those out. Yeah. We
Dude, I
actually
like
just
that a
did
lot.
one about the United Healthcare, about the company.
Oh, really?
Turns out there are 100 million people with a motive to kill that guy. So
No, I know.
interesting.
Like, honestly, the most difficult manhunt in the world. Makes
Yeah.
me think that, maybe lasagna angel hair pasta wasn't the one who did it. Oh, man. In truth, I do hope you know that while we think billionaires are good, we also think billionaires are bad.
Sure.
I don't know if you've thought you were going to be talking to two guys that just like really, really love Mark Zuckerberg, but it's a little
All
bit
of
of a
them.
confusing.
We love all of them.
No,
The
I
one
got
thing
it.
about with Caleb, it's not ironic. Caleb loves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally. He he put it out there. He wants to suck Mark Cuban's dick, and he's been saying that. He's been saying that.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
He's like Mark
mean-
Cuban's like the one you're allowed to like. Like he's the
Totally.
one
Right.
who like you can admit to liking him if you like billionaires because you're like, oh, those drug prices, like he's doing
The-
good stuff with it. I'd suck his
Exactly.
dick for some cheap Adderall.
Honestly, Mark Cuban saw this coming. He clearly
Yeah, he
was
did.
like, I like cheap drugs, just so everyone
Yes.
knows.
And I
love
don't
them
like
cheap.
Trump. No Trump for
No
old
way.
Mark. Yeah. No. I know, dude. This is a not so subtle segue into the dipshit that we're talking about this week. Who's good? Who I love. I love him so much. Charles Koch. I have so many things to talk about with this guy, but my favorite thing about him thus far is, you know how every single billionaire is a philanthropist. They're such a good guy because they're such
Sure,
a
yeah.
philanthropist. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not at all because they do it for the tax breaks.
Yeah.
The Charles Koch Foundation is his charitable organization, and so Mark Cuban has that the drug company that is literally getting extremely low drug prices for people. This is the description of the Charles Koch Foundation: empowering individuals to live lives of meaning and contribution.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Finally,
I-
some help with that.
I know, dude. Here's the next sentence. The Charles Koch Foundation works to ensure all people have the opportunity to live a life of meaning and contribution based on their unique gifts and aptitudes. We do this by investing in social entrepreneurs who can transform the institutions most responsible for lifelong learning, post-secondary education, and business, empowering people to engage in work that enables virtuous cycles of mutual benefit.
Whoa.
It's like the longest paragraph that means nothing I've ever heard in my fucking life, dude.
That's like a parody
I like
of
that
what the hell?
it sounds like so the phrases I picked up on in there that I thought were very funny. The first one is based on their individual aptitude. So it's like a philanthropic organization to strengthen our meritocracy. That like it's based on how good you are. We give you money. And then
Oh my
also
God.
empowering people to work is always good. We're like more work. Give them more work. We love it.
Wow, dude. Yeah, finally, the Charles Koch Foundation is going to help me get booked at the Broadway Comedy Club.
I got a grant from Charles Koch to work on my one-woman show. Thank you.
We
That's
focus
just
on,
so
listen to
funny.
this, we focus on bottom-up solutions that identify, explore, and overcome barriers to flourishing across society. Oh, my God. So I think that language is specifically libertarian, right? That's
Yeah,
That's
what
his
that
big
is?
thing from what I know. Yeah.
Right, because he thinks that government oversight is the reason for climate change.
Dude, I that's the thing that's funny is he goes, man-made climate change is real, and we shouldn't fix it. I've never heard anyone say that. And he donates
That is, he's really
to
threading the needle.
just lie, just say it's fake. What are you saying? It's real and fuck it. I can't believe it. It's mind blowing.
Yeah, he's really amazing. He also came out like 4 or 5 years ago, he said, I agree with Bernie Sanders, who, by the way, I almost just called Bernie Mac. And wouldn't that
If we
be
could
so
combine
sick?
their powers, he would be an unstoppable politician. Are you kidding me?
If Bernie
need to merge
Sanders
those guys.
looked, behaved, and sounded like Bernie Mac, he would be president.
He would be
For
president,
fucking
no
sure.
question.
God, that would be so Bernie Mac. Just screaming, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers at like
A rally? Oh.
yeah, Mitch McConnell and shit.
Yeah, the debate? Oh, man. He'd win. Landslide.
Bernie Mac v. Trump. I mean, fuck.
Just his eyes. You just look at him. That's all you need.
Totally, dude. No, Bernie Sanders, Charles Koch came out in like some op-ed, said he agrees with Bernie Sanders about corporate welfare and mass incarcerations.
Yeah. Interesting.
It is interesting. It is weird. It's like he's trying to get everyone to like him a little.
Yeah.
I think he's interesting because I think this is why I kind of wanted to talk about him, because like he doesn't have the stereotypical like billionaire business guy beliefs, but I feel like you can rationalize most of the ones he has that are different from that. Like the one I know is he's really big like open borders guy. I think he's like super pro immigration, and it's like yeah, because he wants to like have people to work for him. Like that's why that's like a big one for him. He also runs Teach for America, or like he gives a lot of money to Teach for America, which is this program. Do you guys know what Teach for America is?
I do loosely.
Yeah, so it's this thing where it basically allows college graduates to like start teaching before they're certified, and they tend to be sent to like places with struggling school systems. And I know it because like a lot of people from my college did it, because I graduated in the middle of the recession and there were no jobs, and it was like, oh, okay, I can go do this. But they're like not trained, woefully unprepared, like rich liberal arts kids going into these like impoverished inner city schools without any training. And basically the point is that it undermines teachers unions. So like you think you're doing something good and then you're fucking everyone over. So like I had a bunch of friends who got there and were like, wait a minute, I'm the bad guy. Oh no.
Shit, dude.
So that's one of his things. It's all great. We love it.
Man,
I just joined this program.
I'm starting to not like him.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's not good. Wait, hold on a second. Maybe dude, I wrote down. Okay, so he is 24th richest in the world right now as of today, Monday, December 9th. $67.5 billion. That is his net worth.
I was excited to find out when picking a billionaire for this that Forbes ranks them daily. I thought that was very funny.
It's awesome. Forbes
Elon made
daily.
$7 billion today. It made $7 billion.
Yeah, and Bezos lost $800 million today.
What a bitch.
He's down.
Yeah. Tough day for old Bezos. And
he gets home, all loosens his tie.
God damn
Bezos
it.
wearing a barrel with suspenders on, just sunk. It's over for him.
I would love it, dude, if because like we were just talking off mic about how some comedians, they never lose their self-doubt and their thoughts that they bombed or that people don't like them. Like, how great would it be if there was at least one billionaire whose self-worth hinged on them having that amount of billions?
Yeah.
So every time they lost any, they're just like, fuck! And they just get like blackout fucking drunk and they call their exes and shit. Oh, man. Yeah, they have a real-time list of over 2,700 billionaires that you can organize, Kath, by whichever metric you like of industry or whatever. You can also organize backwards from net worth. And there are...
So you can see who the bitch at the bottom is. Like
exactly.
the shittiest, dumbest millionaire. Hell yeah.
There are hundreds of billionaires tied for last with just $1.0 billion. And every week we like to highlight just one of them. And this week, a big Billionaires Are Good shout out to Louis Bacon. hedge fund manager and founder of More Capital Management, who only has $1.0 billion. You fucking bitch. Yeah. His name is
Loser.
Louis. Yeah, Louis Bacon. Oink, oink, motherfucker. You suck. But yeah, Charles Koch, 24th richest in the world, $67.5 billion. Chairman of Koch Inc., formerly known as Koch Industries. Huge Republican donor, but known libertarian. He founded the Cato Institute. And here's my favorite thing about him. He says he is, quote, irreligious.
Ooh, I
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't understand atheist billionaires. What do you need in life?
Yeah.
To what are you like? It's all bullshit. You have everything.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
would be like, you don't believe in God after all that, after everything you've gotten, you ingrate.
own. You're the
Yeah.
penthouse on top of the world. You're in Paris. This is all. There's no God.
I guess that's the thing, though, is like, because if there was a God, they would have to attribute some of their good fortune to God and not to them, you know?
They did it.
He
He's
did this all
a
by
hard
himself.
worker. Right.
Yeah.
That's especially funny with this motherfucker because his dad gave him all this fucking money.
Right.
And then he like invested it in a company called like TechBot or whatever the fuck he did. And by the way, the list of companies that Koch owns is so funny because even more than Warren Buffett, it's a bunch of companies that have fake names. So, like-
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Warren Buffett ended up owning like Kraft and shit, but Koch Industries owns Infor. It's literally a name of a company. Flint
What do they
Hills
do?
Resources. They are a cloud computing company.
Okay.
Arteva, and they're an internal bank.
he owns the rights to the Dixie Cup. Is my favorite thing. He's making a
Ooh,
lot
that
of
is good.
that
Really?
Dixie Cup money. Yeah.
By the way,
Oh,
I need to
man.
issue a correction of my TFA thing. I think it's actually the Waltons. I thought it was the Kochs. Sorry about that. Another
That,
nefarious billionaire.
What about the
Apologies.
Waltons?
The Waltons are the ones who are significant contributors to TFA. It's not
Oh,
not
okay.
Koch. Apologize.
Well,
Get my billionaires
they-
mixed up.
Yeah, but also the Kochs, they are huge contributors to the Heritage Foundation and to what's the other really the Freedom fucking I don't know.
Yeah.
You know they're all called like the Friends of the Flag or whatever something
yeah,
like that.
Friends of the Flag. That's good.
Yeah,
My favorite
dude.
thing, I was watching an interview with him earlier, and they were like, "You've given millions of dollars to Republicans in Congress. Do you think that affects their decision making?" And he goes, "No."
Oh my
I don't
god,
think
that's
so.
awesome. I love that. Good for him.
Just
No.
straight up lying. I love that. Yeah.
Like you're
What are you
literally
gonna do? I'm the 24th richest person in the
Yeah.
world. You're gonna say I'm not telling you the truth? Fuck you.
I do wonder if these people just like in their early 20s, they're like, I'm just going to lie all the time and see if it does anything.
Yeah.
And then they just learn. Because I just for a long time thought lying got you in trouble. And it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
No,
get
not
you in
lying
trouble.
No.
is way more likely to get you in trouble, unfortunately.
Absolutely. Telling the truth sucks as far as America's concerned.
Yeah.
Truth blows, dude.
Yeah, it is interesting too. Like I forgot he was like the Cato Institute guy. That
Yeah.
that place is like so it is really like the primordial goo from which so many of our national demons have emerged from. Like
Is that
it's
true?
real. Yeah, it's a dark place, the Cato
Like-
Institute.
Like what? Yeah, I don't know much about that place except
It's
that he
just
founded it.
it's just like the preeminent like libertarian think tank. Like it like Murray Rothbard was a founder of it, who's like a
What are they thinking about in there? No laws. I can.
Get in the
I
tank.
got the whole think tank.
Totally. Let's also the idea of a libertarian think tank so funny. They're all smoking weed, pointing guns at each other. Like,
right.
oh god, dude, they just
right.
like
A
grab a bunch.
libertarian think tank is just like a dorm room with a Pulp Fiction poster on the wall. That's what a libertarian think tank is.
Yeah, the idea that someone is libertarian past 26 is fucking nuts to me, dude. But they're out there. Yeah,
Oh, it's so funny.
I want everything. I want to keep it. I want to keep everything and have you go away. And oh damn.
Do you guys
Wait.
know about the libertarian town that got taken over by bears?
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Come
Yeah,
on.
okay, so I'm from New Hampshire, which is like a hotbed of
Oh, yeah.
libertarianism.
Live free or
They've
die.
tried to do this thing called the Free State Project, where they got a bunch of libertarians to move there to try to like turn the legislature and stuff. And there already is. I mean, it's live free or die shit. Like people are about that up there.
Yeah.
But there was a group of them that basically there was like this run down, like kind of quasi abandoned town that they all moved to, and they were like, we are going to govern this town
No,
through
you're not.
libertarian principles. And almost immediately, because it's in northern New England, they were having bear problems, and they were like, hey, you can't leave your trash out at night, and you can't feed these bears because they're
Awesome.
going to keep coming back. And people were like, you can't tell me what to do. We live in a libertarian town.
Awesome.
And they wouldn't do it. And then everyone had to leave because they got overrun by bears.
God,
Good
that's so awesome for the obvious reason, but also like the way that we all make fun of libertarians is we're like, oh, what do you want? A world where you can just throw your trash out your fucking window? And they're always like, no, that would be ridiculous. And that is what they want. That's
Right.
what they want. They want to not send their kids to school. That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
I want my son to not know math. That's what I want.
And what? All private roads? Like this? It's like an
Yeah.
insane. You got like. I wonder if they know.
Roads.
Are they like?
I mean, the
True
only
libertarianism's
people who
never been tried.
Right.
Honestly, like the only people who really should, like the only people it makes sense to be libertarians are people like the Kochs, like because then
Right.
it's like, yeah, I can buy my roads, I can buy the
Yeah.
roads and charge everyone to drive on them, and that's
Yeah.
libertarianism. And if you're the one driving on the road, it's not a very good deal for you.
No.
I do also think that libertarianism might work, like, for someone like Beowulf. You know, like,
Yeah. How would Beowulf have voted?
like if you live,
He's
in
on
a-
Rogan smoking weed.
wow, Beowulf. Wow, dude. So wow.
Grendel's
Okay, so
mother's
you
a bitch.
you got attacked by Grendel like five or six times. Okay, well,
Jamie,
look,
pull
I've
that
got-
up. So, oh shit.
We've actually got Grendel on the podcast in 2 weeks, and
Fighting both sides.
oh my God, truly, like if you live in a collection of lodges with your 6 friends who are also in your tribe, and you're trying to like fend off monsters in the woods, and there's no one else around, I think it makes sense to be a libertarian, you know?
I think that's why it appeals to younger people, because it like if you were starting from zero, it makes sense. But like, and when you are young, you feel like you're starting from zero because you were just born. You just
Right.
got here. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, let's do it this way. And then you hopefully get older and realize there is a context in which you live that does not really allow for libertarianism.
Right.
Right. Wouldn't they have an example other than Dead Bear Town? They're like, okay, it kind of worked somewhere once. There, you have to have like. I would be very disappointed if I was going to the meetings and I'd be like,
For this reason, that sort of makes me think that we should adopt libertarianism for just like 1 year in America, just to have
to
the
see.
example, to just be like, yeah, well, we've been recovering from that for decades now. You know what I mean?
There are a few silver linings in New Hampshire of like the libertarian influence. Like there's a lot of crazy gun people. There's a lot of like really people, like it's a whole state of people who like are standing at their property line yelling, "Get off my land" at you. Like that's kind of the vibe. But it is difficult. Like it's hard for them to pass like abortion restrictions and stuff. Less hard now because a lot
yeah.
of those people have been converted to Trump shit. But back in the day, like even the right wing people there were like, first of all, you can get fireworks, you don't have to wear a seatbelt, and you can get an abortion. Like those are the
Totally.
things that were.
that's a
helpful
busy
about-
day. Yeah, man. Holy
Got a lot
shit.
to do.
Well, we do all those things every day in California.
That's true.
California is exactly what you're fucking afraid of.
I'm giving birth with a seatbelt on, and I'm. I just got a kazoo.
That's why Alabama sucks. Yeah, totally, dude. You there's no fireworks, and you have to be pregnant while wearing a seatbelt every day.
Your baby needs a
Any state,
seatbelt.
man.
California.
Yeah, dude. Totally. That's right. I mean, that's one of the funny things about RFK. Like obviously, like there are so many problems with that fucking guy, but like he is great on a bunch of things. Like there was this clickbait article about him that went around because the headline was something like RFK wants to put people who take SSRIs in work camps. And I was like, what the fuck? And I read it, and the actual quote was that he thinks that if you're convicted of a drug-related crime, that you shouldn't be sent to prison. You should be sent to a wellness camp to be reparented, which is great.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's really great.
It's
man.
hard to imagine Trump repeating that, though.
Trump saying reparented in a positive way, I cannot envision.
Yeah, totally. We want these people to be deparented. We're going to deparent them.
It is funny. I remember when RFK came out, and you're like reading his positions, and you're like, good, insane, good, insane. Like,
Yeah.
And then, so he's got like 9 horrible ideas, and Trump's like, just those 9. Come on over here.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's like going to be the head of the only department he would ruin.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's like the one thing that he can cause the most damage to.
Yeah, you could like really hurt people in a major way.
Oh, it's fun.
It's
What a
funny
fun
too,
world.
like the erratic, like the wild swath of beliefs he has are just all I can think is like this is exactly how someone's brain would be if their father was murdered on TV.
Yes.
Yeah, we can't really like blame him for being insane, can we?
Totally.
I'm going to go play with my falcon in the woods. All right, Bobby. I hear that's calming.
Totally. There are worms in my brain, and I killed a bear. Like, totally.
Okay, dude.
Fucking totally,
We all
man.
grieve in different ways.
I do feel like in some ways he is just like an alternate universe hunter. Like they feel like mirror images in certain ways.
Oh man, that was another thing. So here's another thing,
Yeah.
Kath. The this episode of our podcast, before this one, we had banked 7 or 8 episodes. So our listeners, this is the first episode in which we know that Trump won from the perspective of our listeners. And so another thing that we haven't talked about on the podcast is the fact that Biden pardoned Hunter, which I love. I'm a massive fan. I think it's great. I love it for 2 reasons. One, I really want people to be a good dad. And I think it's really nice. And also, I think crack should be legal. That's my other.
Also, he did it after Thanksgiving, which is the
It's
funniest shit. Clearly,
Yeah,
it was
they
talked
talked
about.
Yeah, they had
Turkeys
a brandy
first.
on the. They were at
Got to pardon the
fucking-
turkeys first, then Hunter.
Yeah. Oh wow, totally. It wouldn't look
It's
good if
insane.
Hunter got pardoned before the turkeys. Yeah, they're just sitting in fucking beach chairs on the Delaware River or whatever those fucking animals do. People who
And
love
it was
Delaware are
11
so
years. It was for the past 11 years. Any crimes he did.
Anything
11.
he did.
Anything.
he did. That's awesome. That's
Or might have
it-
done.
Yeah,
It's
blanket
just-
pardon.
Totally, dude. It's just like something
Not 12.
Dr. Evil would do. Anything he
It
did.
is like I do feel like it's just sort of so straightforwardly like corrupt. You can't get mad at it. It's
Yeah,
like
totally.
you gotta pardon your son. He's your son. Like if you're not gonna do that, I don't think I feel like you probably shouldn't be allowed to. But since you are allowed
Yes.
to, of course you can do it.
That's such
That's
a good
fine.
point. You shouldn't be allowed. It's crazy he's allowed to. That's
Right.
Right.
Damn.
But given the opportunity, I understand why he took it. Also, like, I agree with you. Like, I think one of the things I like the most about Biden is that, like, he does seem to be, like, a good dad. Like, those texts that came out between him and Hunter were, like, so sweet. It happened, like, I think in 2020. And it's just, like, he's just so loving to his very troubled, like, struggling son. They've had, like, a really tragic family life. Like, I don't know. I don't really give that much of a shit about Biden, but that is something that I do like connect emotionally to.
It's
him
nice. And I wish that he would at least get credit for that because, I mean, we all dude, that's the other thing. If you go through a year in which you run for president and everyone in the world is like, fuck you. Fuck you. You. Fuck you so hard. Fuck your son and his drug habit. What a fuck. I don't care that his mom died, got like run over by a truck. To such an extent that you bring it up every chance you can still. Fuck you and fuck him and fuck her. I think at the end of that year where you weren't going to be president again, you'll be like, you know what? I would like my son's love now.
Yeah.
And I don't really care that it's corrupt because I tried my best, you know? I'm 500 years old and I'm being propped up by, a puppeteer every day. God damn.
It's so funny because he's the only in my lifetime. He's the only president I've ever seen that with no respect. Like not on the left, not on the right.
I know.
There's just zero, like no late night hosts are defending him. Nobody. It's just he's just fully this bumble. Everybody was just like fucking Joe.
I know.
It's just very funny. I've never seen
Yeah,
it.
I don't think anyone has been ousted in the middle of their campaign before.
Ever.
Like that's fucking crazy.
And it's
You're so
also
disliked.
It's totally true too. It's not even like anything he did. I think
No.
granted, there are things that he did that I really don't like, but also he was pretty good on the environment. There were like things that he really worked hard on and got some things done for sure. He just like wasn't a great presence up there, and he shouldn't have run. He he would have been a great president in 2004. Like he would have been an excellent president because like domestically he did a bunch of really good stuff. He eliminated non-compete clauses. Like that is incredible. Like he did a bunch of really good stuff. He just also, did genocide and was 100 years old and wouldn't leave when people wanted
100 years ago genocide was okay. He just
it was
it's
allowed.
different times
it was fine. Different times.
It was 2 thumbs up on genocide in 2004, actually.
That's true, actually. It would have been less of a big deal then. He could have done it, could have slipped under the radar a little bit.
We hadn't like woken up to the fact that bombing anyone sucks. Like, I don't know how that's possible, but America successfully convinced us that bombing people elsewhere was not only good, but normal for like a long time.
Yeah.
And he didn't catch up to that fast enough. By a fucking long shot, dude.
Yeah.
Man, I was going to say something else about him. I don't remember. Oh, actually, this is what it is. Kath, we'll be wrapping up soon here, and we'll want to promote your stuff. But before we do, we have a dying bit here on Billionaires Are Good.
No. Oh,
It has to die for obvious reasons, but we love it so much. And it's
it sounds
with
like
regard
one of you
to,
loves it so much, and the other one is saying, "Oh
no, I love it too.
No.
I hate that it's going away. It was the only thing I was
okay.
looking forward to.
It's wonderful, and here's how it goes.
Doug facts.
So Doug Emhoff, the second gentleman of the United States.
We're going with that. We're denying the results.
No, he's still the second
right.
gentleman
He's
of the
still the
United
second gentleman.
States.
You're right.
Yeah. He will not be becoming the first gentleman.
He's not getting promoted.
No, we were hoping. So I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Doug or know anything about him, but Kamala is his second wife. He has kids by his first wife. And his name is Doug, and he looks like his fucking name is Doug. And so we like to talk about real things that are
Doug facts.
really actually true about Doug, we swear. Things that are actually true for sure about Doug. Like, for example, did you know this? Did you know that Doug Emhoff is the #1 collector in the world of slap bracelets?
Doug facts.
Did you know that after Kamala lost, Doug said, "Oh, so this means we can go see Wicked."
Doug facts.
Oh, man. Did you know that at least once a day, no matter what's happening in the news, Doug walks into the Oval Office and asks Kamala for a little kiss?
That's nice.
Yeah, totally. And I just wanted to do this in case you had any Doug facts, Kath. that you thought were out there in the world? No pressure. Hey, look, Kurt Brownohler didn't have any. He doesn't love Doug as much as we do, and that makes sense.
Not a big Doug head, huh?
Yeah, seems like maybe you're not a big Doug head either. Did you know this, that Doug told President Biden that if NASA gets to the moon while Biden is president, he wants to be the first one to smoke a cigarette up there?
I'm with him on that. That sounds cool.
Me too. Yeah, dude.
I do have a Doug fact, actually.
Fantastic.
If you are, you get invited to where, I don't know where the vice president lives. I was going to say the White House, but they're not roommates, right?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they are. The
OEOB,
the big complex across the street or something. The OEOB, maybe.
That sounds.
Is that what it's called?
They get a place.
Okay.
I feel like I looked this up recently, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
But if you happen to be there and you turn on the television and you throw on some History Channel, if Doug walks by, he will do the dad stand hands on hips for as long as the History Channel is on. He'll be watching it. That's how you trap him. He's stationary.
Wow, that is a fantastic Doug fact, Kath.
you.
And I think we might have to retire the bit with that.
Wow.
Oh, goodbye, Doug
yeah.
Facts.
I'm sorry, Doug Facts. And, look, we'll bring Doug Facts back if Doug ever ends up in the news. And if Doug ever ends up in the news, we'll know.
Oh,
We're
we'll
Doug
know.
fans. Yeah.
Google alert is operational.
That has been Doug Facts.
Oh boy.
Forever by Doug Facts.
Zach,
Kath,
goodbye.
you're the fucking best. Thank you so much
Aw.
for doing
We love you,
our
Kath.
show.
This was so
Yeah.
much
Thanks for coming.
fun. Thank you for having
Yeah.
me.
Is what would you like to promote? What would you like to say or tell people about yourself or anything? What would you like to do? What do you want?
What do you want?
What do you want from us?
Yeah, listen to my 2 podcasts. I think especially if you like talking about like pieces of shit, you would probably like Lie, Cheat, and Steal, which is all about scams and flams. Just a lot. We do a lot of like people pretending to have cancer. We do like a lot of people scamming for like government contracts. We do a lot of that, like people with
Hell
like
yeah.
fake solar energy companies. We do GoFundMe scams. We do Kickstarter. We
Oh,
kind
hell
of cover
yeah.
everything.
Whoa.
So Lie,
Yeah,
Cheat,
that
and
sounds
Steal. We have a recent episode that came out about blue zones, which are like the parts of the world that allegedly people live like extremely long lives in those places. And it's like this pop science thing that's been around for like 10 years. But it turns out that actually what the blue zones are places where people do a lot of pension fraud. And that's why it seems like people live a long time. So that's a fun one.
Wow, that's
Isn't
awesome.
that great?
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
I knew
tickled
there
me.
was no reason for hope. I knew it.
And then my other podcast is also very fun. It's called What a Time to Be Alive. We talk about strange, weird news stories. A lot of New York Post, a lot of AP oddities. That's kind of what that's about.
Nice.
So check those out.
I've been on that show. I love
You
that
have?
show. Yeah, totally. I also love both of your co-hosts, Patty Moe and Eli Uden.
That's right. You should get them on here.
Yeah, I will. We will. I will. Not Caleb.
Not me.
I
I don't like
dude.
them.
Yeah,
like them.
totally.
Not a fan.
Nope.
And you are, where are you on social media?
Oh, I'm at Kath Barbadoro, Instagram and Blue Sky. I'm kind of off the Twitter these days because of the Billionaire. That's not good.
Yeah, God.
So check that
Dude,
out.
Speaking of which, here's another thing we haven't gotten to talk about real quick before, with Trump making him whatever he's going to be, the director of making more money or something. I just love the director of less employees. I just love that he like showed up at Twitter and he was like, all right, we're going to trim it down and we're going to make it sleeker and funnier. And then he just ruined it as a company. And I just I just think like that's for sure what's going to happen. What is the name of the fake department they're creating for him?
Doge.
Department of Government Efficiency, and it's because
That's
it's
right.
Doge, because he's a fucking idiot.
Dude, totally.
The one
And,
thing I
yeah.
saw about that I really made me laugh was he's like been posting actual jobs that actual people have, and being like, this is a bullshit one, to like his Twitter. And one of the ones he
God.
posted was director of climate diversity. And he clearly thought it was like a DEI job. And it's like, no, it's to make sure we have like clean energy, you fucking moron. This person is probably who gives you grants for Teslas. And you're like, oh, diversity, because it was like a woman in the job. And it's like, this is a fucking disaster, man.
Oh,
This
man.
is
He
a
thought they
nightmare.
were trying to have like gay climates, and he
Yeah,
was like,
did.
"That's
Yeah,
Thought they were
totally.
trying to transition the climate's gender. He got
Ever
so
since
upset.
Biden's been, that's right. Ever since Biden's been in office, every hurricane's gay. Every hurricane's gay. Haven't you noticed how the wind whispers? God damn. Oh, man. Wouldn't it be great if he... I will say, like, he didn't succeed in making Twitter funnier. He did succeed in making it more white supremacist. But
Yes.
right."
if they made the government funnier, that might be, at least
Wait,
if
give us
I was getting
something.
to
Yeah.
get some lulls when you die.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I love Elon Musk. Did you know this? This is a true fact about Elon. I just read
Oh,
this
an
the other
Elon
day.
fact?
Yeah, first person in human history to have a head the shape exactly of a cube. That's true.
Most right angles. For the
Yeah.
record.
Kath, thank you so much. You're the best.
Aw.
You're the best. Thanks so
well,
much.
I'll see you at a comedy show in New York City soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man,
I
She's the
love
best.
her so
She's
much.
better
Yeah.
than either of us.
Yeah, clearly. Smarter, taller, faster. You know what I mean?
And when she talks, I believe it. You know what I mean?
No, truly, she knows what she's talking
too.
about. You know what else is? Yeah, Kath is also just one of those people that has like a ton of interests and skills in a way that you don't expect. You know how some comedians
Yeah.
are like, they're like a UFC fighter, and you're like, what?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kath, first of all, I saw her Spotify Wrapped. And it was like partially what you might expect from, just a comedian. And she also loves Sean Paul, which I love, dude.
Hey, you
You've
love what
never
you
seen
love.
it? Yeah,
You
dude.
love what you love.
And she also fucking lifts weights, Kath.
Hell yeah, she does.
On top of being a good comic and smart as fuck. Yeah, I love that about her. It's a fun
Dude.
extra detail. I don't
Yeah.
lift weights. I can't lift
I don't
any
have
weights.
any. I have no skills. I have no hobbies. I have nothing.
I can barely throw a frisbee. But yeah, follow her.
Yeah.
Check out her shit.
She's
her
the
podcasts
best.
are great. We have just a little bit of business left unfinished here.
Oh,
First
we
of
got
all,
some business, dude.
We have some patrons to shout out. If you join our Patreon,
Oh, hell yeah.
Patreon.com/Billionaires Are Good. You get a shout out on our goddamn podcast. Shout out to Ethan Lawrence. Welcome to the fucking show.
What's up, dude? I love
Shout
you,
out-
man.
Yeah, shout out Brian Warren and shout out to Aaron.
Oh shit,
Yeah. Aaron,
man, it's a good week,
Aaron Hernandez joined.
dude.
podcast.
Welcome to. I knew it eventually.
No, it was Aaron ERIN. So I don't know. Probably not
Oh.
Aaron Hernandez. But thank you all so
Damn.
much.
Yeah,
And we just have three things left to get to here.
Mm-hmm.
First of all,
Subvention Bureau's Beard Update.
Oh, it's still there.
Subvention Bureau's Beard Update.
you were really lagging on that one that time,
Hey.
buddy. Hey, what can I say, man? I didn't want to be on point today.
Well, I had to check. I had to check.
And of course,
What's it called? What's it called? What's it called? He doesn't even know what it's called. What's it called?
Caleb, what are we renaming this week?
Oh, we are renaming the Pixar classic Inside Out, but if it was written by Freud, the famous
man.
incorrect doctor who he took some big swings, and the people shit on him now because now we know he was wrong about everything. But I appreciate a guy doing coke in the 1800s, just throwing shit at the wall. That's fun.
I don't know, man. I don't think he was wrong about everything. I mean, we're all horny for our moms and dads. That's basically true. And like, you can say you're not, but you are. And not really, but kind of, you know. And we all have like sort of hidden urges that are driving. He like invented the concept of the subconscious, kind of, at least in the popular sense. And that's not
I don't
wrong.
know if that was good though. Was that
It's not-
good?
Well, he didn't like invent the fact that it's true. He just realized that that's true about people and invent the terminology we have for it and the way of talking about it. And I do think that's good. I think it's
But
good
did
to
that
know about
help?
each other. Yeah, I think it did. You don't think it did?
I think people are less happy now because of knowing stuff.
Well, that is an absolutely insane thing to say, Caleb. And you're never going to get me on board with that, ever.
I don't mind if I'm wrong. I still think it.
Yeah, well, that's fair. So if Freud directed or made
Yes.
Inside Out, what do we say?
I think it was just if Freud made it, like, because
Yeah,
he,
okay.
you know, he would have
Producer.
just been scared of a
Freud
camera.
Studios made Inside Out.
Yeah.
Coming on
Pretty
at
fun.
number 10 this week at Shebe Carlene with Inside Your Mum.
Pretty good.
Pretty good, dude.
Boneless Chuck on Discord said, outside in your mom.
Yeah, that's great. Jordan on Discord with In and Out. That's very
Pretty
clever.
good.
Very good.
Laundry Pants on Twitter said, my wiener is sad and wrong.
See, the thing is that, like, is it not true? My wiener is sad and wrong. When's it ever been right? You know?
I don't know.
All right. Wow. Caleb hates Freud.
I appreciate him. but
Exclamation Nick on Discord with Analyze This.
That's right.
Funny. It's very funny.
Demurist on Discord said, butt stuff.
Butt stuff. That's goddamn right. Larry Bolello on X had mind fuck. That's great. So good.
Ethan Lawrence on Discord said, penis envy.
Man, that's great. I love an answer that is just also a callback to an episode of our podcast.
I love it. I love it a lot.
Crete on Discord with Inside All of Us, there are 5 tiny CIA operatives. That's funny.
And our Ricky shit this week, Darth Plato on Twitter said, inside doubt. That's just
so
good stuff.
fucking clever, dude. Yeah. Also, come to think of it,
Inside Out.
Inside Out sort of was written by Freud. Like,
Maybe.
if Freud didn't exist, do you think Inside Out would have gotten made? Think about it.
There's no way to know. I mean, that's the butterfly effect. But I do wonder, like, imagine if Freud had said stuff and it was all right, how different psychology would have been.
Yeah.
But it's also like, how could he have known? He was just guessing, pretty decent guesses for back then.
That is the funny thing about psychology, is that it is all guessing. I mean, I guess it's not
Right.
guessing, but we're just like taking what people say, and people don't know what's happening to them. So they're
Dude,
guessing. Yeah.
It's all guesses. Like, people will tell you, ooh, you had a dream about drowning. You know what that means? It means I saw a movie where someone drowned one time.
Okay, well, those
what
are
you talking
stupid.
about?
That doesn't. Dreams mean something, but like,
Dave, a lot of people think dreams have hard and fast meanings. And
yeah,
they
a
tell
lot of
me all
people
the
think the
time.
Earth is flat. People think that it means something, that you're a fucking Virgo, and that like smelling lavender will change your
I'm telling
fucking
you.
Tuesday.
At least half the audience right now is like, well, I am a Virgo, and we do actually,
I know. There is something to be said for how your brain works, though. Analyzing how your brain works is good, and there are patterns worth paying attention to. It's not like,
But dreams don't mean
religion.
anything.
I don't think
Dreams
that
are
that's
pretend.
true. I don't think that dreams mean anything you don't already know. But I do think that if you have a
okay.
dream where you keep on reaching for a trophy and you can't reach it, you're probably upset that you're not getting what you want. You know what I mean?
I don't, but I don't think people dream in like obvious metaphors,
I don't know. I do. Yeah, I had one last night where I just like
I
couldn't.
was pushing a rock up a hill. It's a reoccurring dream.
But
It's
that's
like, no
only
one
an
does that.
obvious metaphor if you have read that, If
Yeah,
you
I guess.
haven't read that, then your brain could, I don't know. Yeah, our brains are trying to process the world, man. Life is hard. I do think this is interesting that you don't think this. You are a creative person who works in. You don't think that your brain has like subconscious ways of processing things? You just think
I
it's
don't know. I have so many dreams that are just inexplicable that couldn't possibly have a meaning, you know? So it's like,
well, that's true.
I just, yeah.
No, I also kind of agree with you, but I'm like coupling this with what you said about Freud. The idea that Freud is completely wrong is really funny to me. I just think that's really.
I don't know.
I've never heard anyone say that in my entire life. Is that a thing people think, that he was completely wrong? He was wrong about cocaine,
Right.
but kind of right about cocaine.
Isn't everyone kind of both? Everyone is kind of right and wrong about cocaine, no matter who you are.
He's also not wrong that we're all horny. Everyone's horny, you know?
Not everybody. Just most people.
Okay. Name one person who's not horny.
You've met people that are asexual.
No. What?
What?
No, I haven't.
Really?
No.
That's in the thing. Yeah, LGBTQIA.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they exist.
Well, that's it for Billionaires Are Good this week, everybody.
Look, I believe that asexual people exist, but I think they're wrong. You know what I mean?
Sure. You think they should be horny?
Caleb just looked over his shoulder like we're going to get canceled for me saying this.
Well, I was just looking at people walking by like, he doesn't look that horny.
Yeah, well, you don't look that horny. You're the least horny looking guy I've ever seen.
Thank you, Dave.
But you're a
That's
horny
why
guy.
I hate Freud.
I'm not saying that asexual people don't exist. I'm sure. I know for a fact they do. I don't know if I've met one, but I know that they're out there, and I know people who've met them. But I just mean that doesn't mean fine. That's like the exception that proves the rule. I don't know.
I don't know, Dave. I've been around a lot of men and a lot of women, and none of them are horny when they're around me. So I think the study is over.
Yeah. Well, and I'm horny no matter where I am.
See, you could be Freud today. Just start writing shit.
I guess what I mean is like if someone's asexual, that doesn't mean that they're not like. I think that what that means is like other factors have combined to make that their sexuality. That doesn't mean that like horniness as a concept doesn't exist in all human beings. We're like, you know, like
I don't know.
Your dick got hard when you were like 9, right? Like, what does that mean? What's that for?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't care for that. I remember being 9. Like this, I don't need this. This isn't good for anybody. This is not helpful.
Well, at least we figured it out here on our
we know
Billionaires
stuff.
podcast.
We love you, everybody.
We love you. Wait, hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oh,
Jeffrey
shit.
Wright report.
The Jeffrey Wright Report. The Jeffrey Wright Report. The Jeffrey Wright Report.
So he's
He
not.
is not an
Out.
Inside Out, and he's in a lot of movies, though.
He really is, but I really thought he could be in that one. It seemed like he was one of the dads or something.
No, he was actually runner-up. He almost got the role of Joy, Jeffrey Wright. I'm happy to be here.
Sadness.
Focus on the positive.
Ruin everything.
Anger, come on, put out your head. Poor
Oh man, that's
pour water
funny.
on your head.
Put out your head. Oh man,
We love y'all so much. Thanks for listening to our stupid fucking podcast.
we love you. Lay it down.
Yeah, we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Billionaires are good.